So we're jumping into the narrative. We're jumping into the hobby aspect in today's Battletech vlog. Looking at the tactica, building the checklist, of course. There are many, many ways to approach Battletech. And whatever your approach is to Battletech, I want to encourage you. I try to encourage and I try to challenge myself to ask the question, how can we get the most out of our miniature collection? How can we utilize it in different ways? How can we really create a spectacular and memorable narrative? So I have many mechs, and I try to play them all. But player personality, player style, and history attached, there are certain machines that I play more than often. If you've had a chance to play against me, you know if I'm showing up with 5 to 8K battle value, you're like, these mechs, at least 3 or 4 of these mechs are going to be in the 2 or 3 lances. Fritz might take a couple of surprise mechs or some specialty machines like a fire starter, but we know we're going to see this and this and this. So this leads into the question. And I was originally going to say 3, 2, but to be fair, it's got to be 1. It's got to be 1, and I'm going to hold myself to that. What is that one mech that you always find yourself playing? Why? And tactica-wise, how does it kind of work? Is it an optimal mech? Is it not? What is that one mech? You need to pick one mech. I am inserting you into the Battletech narrative right now. You have just inherited that mech, your family machine. What's that mech going to be? Could be light, medium, heavy, or assault. For me, it's the Warhammer. I mean, I keep track of the mechs that I take in each game, and I take some notes with how they did, and I could crunch the numbers in the Excel sheet. It's a Warhammer. Now, part of that is longevity, that how long I've been playing Battletech. But even if I look at just kind of certain select time periods, this mech tends to pop up. Certainly, it's the visuals. Certainly, it is the visuals. I also enjoy the Warhammer, and I said it was okay. I said I wasn't going to say like a second or third mech, but Marauder and Archer's also there, but the Warhammer clearly wins out. I love the Warhammer because Inner Sphere, Succession Era, 2 PPCs. Now, those of you who've been following my channel, you're like, Fritz, where's the autocannon 20? Yes, I do take other mechs with autocannon 20s, but having the 2 PPCs gives me potential, not in one dose, potential AC 20 damage, although I have to hit. Heat issues, yes, but just those 2 PPCs have some bite that if I'm willing to push the heat, and certainly you do anything in the Warhammer, you're pushing the heat, makes light and medium mechs cringe. Heavies and assaults, they don't want to get hit by that. We see this also in the Awesome, which is why one of the reasons why I love playing the Awesome. But I also love the Warhammer because of the versatility, the fact that as we jump down, we have a brace of lasers. We've got short-range missiles for crit seeking, and if I have to, I've got the machine guns. So a lot of different weapons at different ranges with redundancy. It's almost like the left side exactly mirrors the right side, which means I can engage a variety of targets. Maybe not always optimally, but I feel like with the Warhammer, I'm never left completely out there if I get isolated and if I don't have the support of other mechs. Tactically, is it a good mech? Well, Inner Sphere, Succession Era, before Clan Invasion and version 2 of restored type mechs or upgraded tech, a lot of these mechs have a lot of challenges, but some are definitively far superior to others. Some are okay if you can manage the heat and keep your impulse control there. Some, like the Warhammer, are challenging because you have major heat issues on this machine. So you need to know when you can push it, but also looking 2 or 3 turns in advance. I might be able to push the heat right now, but then I've got another lance coming down on me over that hill, and I'm going to be caught with major heat issues for the next couple of turns. And I can't afford to not fire a turn or go gun silent. I also can't afford to push the heat further. So yes, we've got heat issues on there. We also have issues with armor points being weak. The legs are a little weak. Also having primary weapons, such big weapons mounted in the arms, means the fact that your arms get blown off, which generally speaking, the arms are the first to go on any class mech because they're the least armored. that you lose 2 PPCs or you lose 1 PPC, that's a big step down. Like that's the whole point. The Warhammer, the Marauder, even though it's not PPCs, looking at the Rifleman, mounting both of those on there, the arms are a little bit vulnerable. That's an interesting challenge point. And then finally, ammo is loaded into this thing. It is very, very vulnerable, especially as a heavy mech. One of the ways you bypass heavies and bypass assaults is to crit the ammo, is to explode the ammo. So I need to be aware of that. Yes, I could take less. Yes, I could ammo dump, but there's timing, there's issues. You're not always able to do that for various reasons. That's something to keep in mind. It's not the worst mech out there. And I think if we look at this narrative, we chase this narrative, and I hope you're going to share your narrative in the comments in a moment, you could do a lot worse inheriting a Warhammer. And that's going to put you right, the fact that it's a heavy mech, Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Inner Sphere, kind of the feudal structure of the great houses, that's going to put you at the top. You're not getting some like Go Recon out there with the Locust pilot. You're going to be supported and you're going to be well used and well compensated. You're elite going in with a Warhammer. And in the narrative, in many of the novels, that's a command mech. There's a lot of damage being done in a Warhammer, a lot of respect. But it's not the easiest mech to play. And it does have some issues that you really, really have to be on top of to use effectively. Otherwise, it is some battle value that's going to hurt. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. We're looking pure narrative, putting yourself in there. And maybe it's like a great, awesome mech that you would pilot and it's perfect. Maybe it's kind of good like the Warhammer, but has some challenges. Or maybe it's like, Fritz, for whatever reason, name it out. I love the Charger. I mean, I do love the Charger too. I regularly play that. Maybe it's something quirky where you're like, look, I realize this isn't the best mech, but for whatever reason, this is something that I like to play, and you give me 5 to 8K battle value. We're building 2 or 3 lances. This mech is showing up in that lance.